Hi, this is Ashley back with another reading, and this reading is going to be on how Irving feels, Nicki Minaj's manager, feels about Cardi B. Okay? And a few guys have been requesting it, so I'm going to do it today. Before we get into the reading, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. This reading is strictly for entertainment purposes only. So we're going to see how Cardi B feels about Irving and how Irving feels about Cardi B. If they will ever work together in the future, you never know. Who would have known that Nicki would be working with Irving after he put those negative things out on the blog? So, he put out that, her tour wasn't really selling and, basically had a lot of blogs talking bad about Nicki after she went after Travis Scott. So, you never know what the future holds. So, let's start off with Irving. Let's see. How does Irving feel about Cardi B? How does Irving feel about Cardi B? It's weird. It's almost like Irvin knows something. He knows some information. The Six of Pentacles is here in reverse. This talks about gossiping, sharing information. He knows stuff about Cardi B behind the scenes. He knows some information. Maybe he's having it for his back pocket just in case if things get a little chaotic this coming era. And he knows some information and he's keeping it in his back pocket, okay? He's being very strategic, smart thing. This is exactly what her old management should have been doing. But he does think that she is very business-minded, very lucrative, and is about her money. So the King of Pentacles, that talks about business-oriented, somebody who knows how to make money, has the look to make money, very marketable. So he does view her that way. But he does know some information about her, okay? He's been in the game for a long time. So I'm sure he has something in his back pocket, okay? We also have the Queen of Wands, okay? This talks about somebody somebody that kind of does underhanded things. So he does feel like next era he has to kind of be strategic because he feels like Cardi's team is going to start doing things to basically get under Nicki's skin, okay? So he does view her as successful, but he has his eye out on her, or her team per se, not necessarily Cardi, but her team per se, to make sure, the rollout is going smooth, okay? So we also have the Ace of Swords. This talks about when an opportunity is presented and you don't take it. This could be a result to the collaboration. So it seems as though he wants Nicki to do the collaboration, okay? He does view Cardi B as somebody that you can make money off of, basically. So he does want her to do the collaboration, okay? But it looks like Nicki still hasn't really said yes to the collaboration. I really would not be shocked if she says yes last minute or after the 5th album comes out, then she says yes. I think that's what she could possibly be waiting on, okay? But he does want her to do the collaboration with Cardi B. But it doesn't look like Nicki has done it yet, okay? But, yeah, that's how he feels about her. He knows some information about her. Let's see. How does Cardi B feel about Irving? How does Cardi B feel about Irving? She feels like he is sneaky. The 7 of Swords. So it looks like he does know something because she feels like he's sneaky. pulling strings behind the scenes. It looks like that's probably one of the reasons why Cardi B's team is waiting on Nicki, okay? Because um, it looks like Irvin has some information about Cardi. And if she start to act up or their team start trying to do certain things, it looks like it could easily explode, okay? And he's just waiting for the right moment, and that's why I feel like he wants Nicki to put out the album. He wants Nicki to collaborate with Cardi, but he also doesn't want Cardi's team to make things hard for Nicki. He makes money off of Nicki. He wants to see her succeed, okay? The Four of Swords. This talks about someone that feels stressed or starting to feel impatient. Cardi's team really wants Nicki to put out this album. Cardi's starting to feel the pressure. She wants to get into other things like Barty Beauty. Allegedly, she has gotten the licensing for that, for Barty Beauty. She's going to start trying to roll that out starting next year. So she wants to get into other ventures, and she's just waiting on this album. Because like I said before, Cardi's heart is not really in music. She wants to do bigger things. She cares about having a check. She wants to just be basically somebody that's famous and kind of does commercial deals. Her heart's not necessarily in music. And so the waiting on the album is causing her stress. And it looks like her team is waiting on Nicki. So she feels like, this back and forth of waiting to see if Nicki says yes to the feature is causing a little anxiety, a little stress for her. And then also, Nicki not really, talking or being on hiatus is causing people stress because they're like, what is she up to? She might be doing something. Like, what is she up to? Why is she so quiet? It's been like, how many days? They said like 100 and something days. Like, a lot of people are trying to figure out what Nicki's up to because she's been so quiet. Okay, the Queen of Cups. She thinks that Irvin's a good manager, though. It looks like she would like to work with Irvin. The Queen of Cups, this talks about somebody who is viewed as successful. So she feels like Irvin's going to take Nicki to the next level. That's another thing. That's another reason why Cardi's team could be watching Nicki. Like, she's so quiet. She's so strategic. She could be doing certain deals behind the scenes and keeping them quiet. But she feels like it was a good move for Nicki to go with Irvin because he's so strategic and he does a lot of things behind the scenes. A few of you guys were telling me how he's trying to get certain artists out of, their contracts. And he's doing that behind the scenes. Nobody's really talking about it. So he's being very strategic, and she feels like he can take Nicki to the next level, and she would like to work with Irvin. The Queen of Cups, this talks about someone being successful, okay? Imagine if Irvin was managing Nicki Minaj and Cardi. That would be crazy because she don't really have a manager, allegedly. She's still looking for management. I think it's her lawyer or something like that, or an agent she has that's doing all her dealing. She doesn't really have a manager. She has a team, but not necessarily a manager. And she thinks that Irvin would be a good look. I mean, he got Travis Scott a $100 million deal with McDonald's. So it looks like she got her eyes on Irvin. I don't really think that it would ever come to pass, but imagine, because, her and Travis had that little hiccup, and now she's on Irvin's team. So that was just a quick reading on Irvin and Cardi B. Let me see, I want to ask one more question. I just want to ask one more question. Does Irvin think that Cardi's team is trying to sabotage Nicki Minaj? That's a good question. Does Irvin think Cardi B's team is trying to sabotage Nicki Minaj? Yeah, he does. the conflict card comes out. The 5 of Wands, that means, a lot of conflict behind the scenes. He feels like they're trying to make her, trying to do certain things behind the scenes to trying to ruin her rollout, basically. The Knight of Pentacles is in reverse too. That talks about somebody doing business dealings on the low. Doing certain deals or trying to pay people off to do certain things on the low, okay, when it's in reverse. That talks about business dealings, someone in leadership doing sneaky stuff, okay? So it looks like he does have an inkling on them trying to do some sabotaging, okay? And the Ace of Cups, this talks about something being prosperous. So he feels like this era is going to be very prosperous for Nicki, and he doesn't want anything to get in the way of that, okay? So that was just a quick reading on Cardi B and Irving. If you like the reading, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. This reading was strictly for entertainment purposes only.